Admiral Wu Jin Nam stood in the command center on Earth, watching the main screen with growing horror. The alien fleet filled the display, hundreds of massive ships arranged in perfect formation around Earth's solar system. Each ship was bigger than anything humanity had ever built, their dark hulls bristling with weapons that could turn planets into dust. "Sir, we're receiving a transmission," reported Communications Officer Lee Min-ho. "It's coming from the largest ship." "Put it on screen." The display changed to show a creature that looked like a cross between a lizard and an insect. Its skin was dark green and covered in natural armor plates. When it spoke, its voice was like grinding metal. "I am War Commander Vextar of the Calith Empire. You will listen carefully, humans, because I will say this only once." Admiral Nam felt his hands clench into fists. The alien's tone was like a master speaking to a disobedient pet. "Your species has existed in this galaxy for too long without proper oversight. You have been allowed to spread your primitive culture and weak technology across several worlds. This ends now." The creature leaned forward, its yellow eyes glowing with hatred. "You have 72 hours to surrender completely. You will hand over all your military vessels, all your weapons, and all your scientists and engineers. Your brightest minds will serve the Empire. Your worlds will become resource extraction sites. Your people will work for the glory of the Calith Empire until the end of time." Admiral Nam opened his mouth to respond, but Vextar continued, "Do not think to resist. We have studied your pathetic military for decades. Your 300 ships against our 15,000. Your crude weapons against our stellar destroyers. You are insects attempting to fight gods." The transmission ended, leaving the command center in stunned silence. "Get me Ambassador Seon Ho-yoon," Admiral Nam ordered, "and contact Defense Minister Yoon-ji Park immediately." Within minutes, both officials were on the secure communication line. Ambassador Yoon looked pale and shaken. "Admiral, I've been trying to establish diplomatic contact with the Calith Empire for years," Yoon said. "They've never responded to any of our messages. Now I know why. They were planning this all along." Defense Minister Yoon-ji Park appeared on another screen. "Admiral, what are our options?" "Honestly, we don't have many. Our entire fleet combined couldn't scratch the paint on one of their big ships. We could evacuate some of the civilian population, but there's nowhere to run. They have us surrounded." General Dong-hyun Kim joined the conference from Mars Command. "I've been running battle simulations all night. Even if we use every trick we know, we might last 6 hours against that fleet. Maybe 8 if we're lucky. So we surrender?" asked Ambassador Yoon. "Never," Admiral Nam said firmly. "But we need to buy time. See if there's any way to negotiate, any way to make them back down." "I can try," Yoon said. But that war commander didn't sound like someone interested in talking. For the next 12 hours, Ambassador Yoon sent message after message to the Calith fleet. Most were ignored. When Vextar finally responded, his answer was simple: surrender or die. There are no other options. Meanwhile, reports were coming in from across human space. The Empire hadn't just sent ships to Earth. They had fleets positioned at every major human colony. Humanity was completely surrounded, but there was something else. Intelligence reports from deep space monitoring stations revealed something disturbing. The Calith Empire had been investigating ancient ruins on dozens of worlds across the galaxy. Ruins that showed clear signs of human architecture and technology, even though they were thousands of years old. "They're afraid of us," realized Dr. Hyojin Choi, Earth's top scientist specializing in alien technology. These ruins proved that humans were in the galaxy long before any of the current alien civilizations. "The Empire is worried about what we might discover about our own past." Admiral Nam studied the intelligence reports. "You think that's why they're attacking now? To stop us from learning something?" "I think they know something about humanity that we don't, and they want to make sure we never find out." At that moment, a new communication came through. It was Captain Jin Choi calling from Titan. "Admiral, I have something you need to know about. We've discovered a ship, a human warship that predates first contact by decades. It's unlike anything in our current fleet. Captain, now is not the time for archaeological discoveries. We're facing the end of human civilization. Sir, with respect, I think this ship might be our only chance. Its AI claims it was built specifically for a situation like this. The designers somehow knew this day would come." Admiral Nam looked at the tactical display showing the alien fleet surrounding Earth. 15,000 ships against 300. It was hopeless. "Captain, even if this ship of yours is the most advanced vessel humanity ever built, it's still just one ship against 15,000. Admiral, I've seen the weapon systems on this ship. I've seen what it can do in simulations.
This isn't just advanced human technology.
It's something else entirely. Defense Minister Yoonji Park leaned forward. Admiral, at this point, what do we have to lose? Everything, Nam replied. But we're going to lose it anyway. The next day brought more bad news. The Kaleth Empire had begun moving their ships into attack positions around Earth. Their massive dreadnoughts took up positions near the moon, their weapons trained on major cities. Smaller ships surrounded Earth's orbital stations and defense platforms. War Commander Vextar sent another message. This time he didn't bother with threats. Humans, you have 24 hours remaining. Prepare your surrender documents. Any attempt at resistance will result in the complete destruction of your homeworld. In the command center, Admiral Nam gathered his senior staff. Options? We could evacuate the government to the outer colonies, suggested one officer. The Empire has ships there too. They'd just hunt us down. We could scatter the fleet, try to save what we can, and leave Earth defenseless? No, General Kim spoke up. There is one option we haven't discussed. Captain Choi's mystery ship. One ship, General, against 15,000. One ship with technology we don't understand, built by people who somehow saw this coming decades ago. Admiral Nam was quiet for a long moment. Outside the windows of the command center, he could see alien ships hanging in Earth's sky like dark clouds. The sight made his stomach turn. Get me Captain Choi. When Janae appeared on the screen, she looked different, more confident. Behind her, Admiral Nam could see the bridge of a ship unlike any human vessel he had ever seen. Captain, give me your honest assessment. Can this ship of yours make a difference? Janae looked directly into the camera. Sir, the AI on this ship has been running combat simulations against Kaleth Empire vessels. She believes we can win. She? The ship's AI, Athena. She's been studying Empire technology and tactics for decades, preparing for this moment. Admiral Nam closed his eyes. He was about to bet the survival of humanity on a ship that shouldn't exist, crewed by people who barely understood how it worked. Captain, you are hereby given full authorization to engage the enemy as you see fit. God help us all. As the transmission ended, Admiral Nam looked out at the alien fleet one more time. In 24 hours, the largest military force in galactic history would attack Earth. But somewhere in the darkness around Titan, an ancient human warship was preparing to remind the galaxy of a simple truth. Never underestimate humanity. Captain Jin-A Choi stood on the bridge of the Indomitable, watching her crew work to bring the ancient ship to full power. With only hours remaining before the Empire's deadline, every second counted. Engineering report, she called out. Chief Engineer Yuri Park looked up from her console. Captain, I've never seen anything like these systems. The power core is running on principles I don't understand. It's like the ship is drawing energy from empty space itself. Can we fight with what we have? Yes, but I can't guarantee how long we can maintain full power. The systems are advanced beyond anything in our textbooks. Commander Seung-Min Lee worked at the tactical station, his face pale as he studied the weapon systems. Captain, these weapons, according to the computer, some of them can affect gravity itself. Others seem to manipulate time and space. Will they work against Empire ships? If the simulations are correct, yes. But Captain, some of these weapons could destroy entire planets by accident. Jin-A felt a chill run down her spine. What kind of people had built this ship? And why had they given it such terrifying power? Athena's hologram appeared beside her. Captain, may I explain? Please do. The Indomitable was not built for conquest. It was built for survival. The original designers discovered something about humanity's past that revealed we would face an enemy with overwhelming technological superiority. These weapons were created to level the playing field. Navigation Officer Jae-Won Kim called out from his station. Captain, I'm reading something strange in the outer system. Ships are appearing near Jupiter and Saturn. Empire reinforcements? No, ma'am. The signatures are human. Athena smiled. The Indomitable was never meant to fight alone. On the main screen, the image changed to show space around Jupiter. Dark shapes were emerging from what looked like empty space. Human ships, but like nothing Earth's current fleet possessed. They were sleek and predatory, with hulls that seemed to bend light around them. Captain, reported Dr. Hae-Jin Choi from the science station, I'm detecting massive energy readings from these new ships. They're using the same technology as the Indomitable, How many? 12 near Jupiter, 8 near Saturn, more appearing near Uranus and Neptune. Her voice grew excited. Captain, I think there's an entire hidden fleet out there. Athena nodded. The Advanced Defense Initiative built 57 prototype vessels before they disappeared. Each one was hidden in a different location throughout the solar system, waiting for the day when humanity would need them. Why didn't anyone know about this? Because knowledge of the fleet's existence was dangerous. The original designers learned something about humanity's past that made them realize we would face enemies who would stop at nothing to prevent us from reclaiming our heritage. Lieutenant Boram Yoon entered the bridge carrying a datapad. Captain, we've finished cataloging the additional weapons we found in the hidden storage areas. Gravitational cannons, reality distortion missiles, and something called stellar fission torpedoes. What do the stellar fission torpedoes do? Boram looked nervous. According to the technical specifications, they can cause a star to go nova. The bridge fell silent. That kind of weapon could destroy entire solar systems. Athena, Janae said carefully. What exactly did the original designers discover about humanity's past? The AI's expression grew serious. They discovered that humanity is not native to Earth. Our species originated elsewhere in the galaxy millions of years ago. We were the first civilization to achieve interstellar travel, the builders of the ancient ruins that the current galactic powers fear to explore. That's impossible. We have archaeological evidence of human evolution on Earth going back millions of years. That evidence is correct, but it doesn't tell the whole story. Humanity seeded many worlds across the galaxy in ancient times, including Earth. When a great catastrophe struck our original civilization, the survivors scattered to these seeded worlds and lost knowledge of their origins. Dr. Haijin Choi leaned forward. What kind of catastrophe? A war. The first galactic war, fought against an enemy that sought to destroy all intelligent life. Humanity won that war, but at a terrible cost. Our civilization was shattered, our technology lost, our people scattered. And the current galactic civilizations? They are our children in a sense. Species that evolved intelligence after humanity withdrew from the galaxy. They built their civilizations in the shadows of our ancient ruins, never knowing who created them. Commander Sung-Min Lee looked up from his console. Captain, the Empire fleet is moving into attack position around Earth. We're out of time. Janae turned to Athena. Can we win this fight? Yes, but only if you're willing to reveal the truth about humanity's past to the galaxy. Once these ships engage in battle, there will be no hiding what we are. And what are we? The galaxy's rightful guardians. The species that built the foundations upon which all current civilizations stand. The sleeping giants who chose to let their children grow up in peace, until those children threatened to destroy the very cradle of galactic civilization. Warning alarms began sounding throughout the ship. On the main screen, the image changed to show space around Earth. The Kaleth Empire fleet was moving into final attack formation. Captain, called out Communications Officer Park Min-seo. We're receiving a transmission from Admiral Nam. Put him through. Admiral Nam's face appeared on the screen. Behind him, Janae could see the chaos of Earth's Defense Command Center. Captain Choi, the Empire ships are powering up their weapons. This is it. Understood, Admiral. The Indomitable is ready. Captain, I need to ask you something. This ship of yours, can it really make a difference? Janae looked around the bridge at her crew. Young humans who had volunteered to crew a ship they barely understood, armed with weapons that could reshape reality itself, preparing to face an enemy that outnumbered them thousands to one. Admiral, humanity built this ship and its sister vessels for one purpose: to ensure our species would survive no matter what the galaxy threw at us. Today we find out if our ancestors knew what they were doing. Godspeed, Captain. The transmission ended. Janae turned to her crew. All stations prepare for battle. Commander Lee, target the Empire command ship. Chief Park, I need maximum power to all systems. Lieutenant Yoon, prepare a full spread of gravitational torpedoes. Captain, Athena said quietly, once this battle begins, humanity's secret will be revealed to the entire galaxy. Are you prepared for that responsibility? Ginny looked at the image of Earth on the main screen, surrounded by alien ships intent on enslaving her species. She thought about the billions of humans living their lives below, unaware that their fate was about to be decided by a ship that shouldn't exist. Athena, send a signal to all the hidden ships. Tell them to decloak and take up battle formation. Yes, Captain. Across the solar system, the hidden human fleet revealed itself. Ships appeared from behind asteroids, emerged from the shadows of moons, and materialized out of what had seemed like empty space. Each one was a masterpiece of technology that surpassed anything the current galaxy possessed. On Earth, Admiral Nam watched his displays with amazement as 57 unknown human vessels took up positions throughout the solar system. "Sir," reported an aide, "the Empire fleet is hesitating. They're scanning the new ships." On the main screen in the Indomitable's bridge, War Commander Vextar's face appeared. The alien's expression showed confusion and growing fear. "Human ships, identify yourselves immediately. These vessels are not in any of our intelligence reports." Captain Jinne Choi stood up slowly. Around her, the ancient bridge hummed with power that could reshape worlds. "War Commander Vexitar, this is Captain Choi of the HSS Indomitable. You have invaded human space and threatened the birth world of humanity. You have one chance to withdraw your forces and leave our territory." Vextar's laugh was like breaking glass. "One human ship threatens the might of the Kaleth Empire? Your species truly is insane. Not one ship, Commander. 57 ships. Ships built by the same species that created the ancient ruins your people are too afraid to explore. Ships built by the galaxy's first and greatest civilization." For the first time, uncertainty flickered in Vextar's yellow eyes. "Impossible. Humans are a young species, primitive, weak. Commander, you're about to learn how wrong you are." War Commander Vextar's massive fleet hung in space around Earth like a dark cloud of death. 15,000 ships arranged in perfect battle formation, their weapons gleaming in the light of Sol. The alien commander had built his reputation on crushing rebellions across the galaxy. No species had ever stood against the Kaleth Empire and survived. Final warning to human forces, Vextar broadcast from his flagship, the mighty Dreadnought Worldbreaker. "Surrender now or watch your homeworld burn." On Earth, Admiral Nam watched the tactical displays with growing dread. Even with the mysterious human ships that had appeared, they were still outnumbered more than 200 to 1. Each Empire dreadnought was the size of a city, armed with weapons that could crack planets. "All human vessels. This is Admiral Nam. Take defensive positions around Earth. Protect the orbital cities at all costs." Earth's defense fleet moved into position. 300 ships, ranging from massive battleships to small patrol craft. They looked like toys compared to the Empire Armada, but every crew member was ready to die defending their homeworld. Captain Jinne Choi stood on the bridge of the Indomitable, watching the Empire fleet prepare for attack. Around her, the ancient ship hummed with power that seemed to make the air itself vibrate. "Athena, are all ships ready?" "All 57 vessels report ready for combat, Captain. The hidden fleet awaits your orders." Commander Lee, target analysis. Sungmin Lee looked up from his tactical station, his face pale. "Captain, their flagship is massive. The Worldbreaker is over 30 kilometers long and heavily armored. Our conventional weapons wouldn't even scratch it. What about our unconventional weapons? The quantum cascade cannon should be able to penetrate their shields. The gravitational torpedoes will ignore their armor completely." Chief Engineer Yuri Park called out from her station. "Captain, all weapon systems are charged and ready. But I have to warn you, the power requirements for these weapons are enormous. We can't sustain maximum firepower for long." "How long?" "Maybe 20 minutes of continuous fire before we risk overloading the power core." Jinne nodded. 20 minutes to defeat 15,000 ships. It would have to be enough. "All ships, this is Captain Choi. Prepare to engage on my mark." Across the solar system, the hidden human fleet powered up weapons that had been sleeping for decades, ships designed by humanity's greatest. Engineers began targeting the Empire Armada with technology that operated beyond the laws of physics. As the galaxy understood them, War Commander Vextar laughed as he watched the human ships take up battle positions. Look at them trying to protect their pathetic world with their primitive vessels. "Open fire, destroy them all." The Empire fleet opened fire first. Thousands of energy beams and plasma missiles streaked toward Earth, lighting up space like a deadly fireworks display. Earth's defense fleet returned fire, their weapons sparkling harmlessly off the Empire ship's shields. "Human fleet, this is Admiral Nam. We're taking heavy casualties. Our weapons aren't effective against their armor." That's when Captain Jinne Choi gave the order that changed galactic history. "All ships, engage. Show them what humanity is capable of." The Indomitable fired its main weapon, the quantum cascade cannon, A beam of pure energy that seemed to tear reality itself shot out from the ship's forward array. The beam struck 3 Empire dreadnoughts in a perfect line, passing through their shields as if they didn't exist. All 3 ships simply vanished, not destroyed but erased from existence. Impossible. Vextar screamed as he watched his mighty dreadnoughts disappear. Commander Lee coordinated the Indomitable's secondary weapons. Gravitational cannons created localized space-time distortions that crushed Empire ships like empty cans. Reality distortion missiles caused enemy vessels to fold in on themselves, disappearing into dimensions that didn't exist. Across the solar system, the hidden human fleet revealed the true extent of their power. Ships that moved like living things phased in and out of normal space, appearing behind Empire formations to deliver devastating attacks before vanishing again. Lieutenant Boram Yun fired the stellar fission torpedoes. Each torpedo created a miniature star when it detonated, releasing energy that turned Empire battleships into clouds of superheated gas. "Captain," Yuri Park reported, "the Empire is trying to retreat, but some of our ships have activated space-time interdiction fields. Nothing can escape from this system while those fields are active." Navigation Officer Jaewon Kim looked up from his console in amazement. "Captain, the Empire fleet is down to 12,000 ships. We've destroyed 3,000 vessels in the first 10 minutes of combat." War Commander Vextar watched his supposedly invincible armada crumble before weapons that shouldn't exist. His tactical officers were screaming reports of impossible things. Human ships that could appear in multiple places at once. Weapons that ignored the fundamental laws of physics. Energy readings that broke their instruments. "Sir, we need to retreat immediately," urged his second-in-command. "These aren't the same humans we studied. This technology is beyond anything in the galaxy." "No," Vextar snarled. "The Empire does not retreat. Focus all fire on their command ship. Destroy that ancient vessel." Half the remaining Empire fleet turned their weapons on the Indomitable. Thousands of energy beams converged on the mysterious human ship, but instead of destroying it, the attack seemed to make it stronger. The ship's hull absorbed the energy and redirected it into its own weapons. "Captain," Athena reported calmly, "the ship's armor is performing as designed. All incoming energy is being converted to power our weapons systems. Their armor isn't just protecting them," Dr. Haijin Choi realized. "It's feeding off their attacks. The more they shoot at us, the more powerful we become." Captain Jin-A Choi smiled grimly. "Commander Lee, return fire. All weapons, maximum power." The Indomitable's response was devastating. The quantum cascade cannon fired again, this time cutting through the heart of the Empire formation. Dozens of ships exploded as the beam passed through them. Gravitational cannons created a chain reaction of space-time distortions that pulled hundreds of enemy vessels into collapsing gravity wells. "Sir, we've lost 8,000 ships," reported Vextar's tactical officer. "Half our fleet is gone." On Earth, Admiral Nam watched the impossible battle with growing amazement. The mysterious human ships were systematically destroying the largest military force in galactic history. Empire dreadnoughts that could crush planets were being swatted aside like insects. "Admiral," reported Communications Officer Lee Min-ho, "we're receiving distress calls from Empire ships across the system. They're requesting permission to surrender. Patch me through to Captain Choi." Jin-A's face appeared on the screen. Behind her, the Indomitable's bridge was calm despite the massive battle raging outside. "Admiral, the Empire fleet is beginning to break apart. Should we accept their surrender?" "Captain, what happens to the galaxy if word of this battle gets out?" "The truth gets out. The galaxy learns that humanity isn't a young species struggling to find its place among the stars. We're the children of the first galactic civilization, and we've just remembered who we are." The Worldbreaker, Vextar's massive flagship, tried to escape the battle, but the hidden human ships had surrounded it, their weapons creating an energy cage that no Empire technology could break. "War Commander," came a transmission from Captain Choi. "Your fleet is defeated. Surrender now, and your remaining ships will be allowed to leave human space." Vextar looked around his bridge at the faces of his crew. These aliens who had conquered dozens of worlds, who had never known defeat, were now looking at him with fear and desperation. "The Kaleth Empire does not surrender to primitives," he screamed. "Then the Kaleth Empire ends here," Jin-A replied. The Indomitable fired its quantum cascade cannon one final time. The beam struck the Worldbreaker at its center, and the massive dreadnought simply ceased to exist. 30 kilometers of the most advanced warship in the Empire's fleet, vanished without a trace. The remaining Empire ships stopped fighting. Across the solar system, alien vessels powered down their weapons and sent surrender signals. All Empire vessels, this is Captain Choi. You have 10 minutes to leave human space. If any Empire ship is detected in our territory after that time, it will be destroyed. The surviving alien ships fled toward the edge of the solar system as fast as their engines could carry them. Behind them, they left the wreckage of what had once been the galaxy's most feared military force. On the bridge of the Indomitable, Captain Jin-A Choi looked around at her crew. These young humans had just operated weapons that could destroy stars and commanded technology that surpassed anything the galaxy possessed. Athena, damage report. No damage to report, Captain. All systems operating at full efficiency. Casualties? None among the human fleet. The Empire lost approximately 13,000 vessels. Dr. Hee-Jin Choi looked up from her science station. Captain, we're receiving transmissions from across the galaxy. News of this battle is spreading faster than light through their communication networks. What are they saying? That humanity has revealed its true nature. That we're not the young species the galaxy thought we were. That we're something far older and more powerful. The wreckage of the Kaleth Empire's invincible Armada drifted through space around Earth like a graveyard of shattered dreams. 13,000 alien warships reduced to floating debris in less than 30 minutes. Across the galaxy, every civilization with the ability to monitor interstellar communications watched the impossible battle recordings with growing terror. Captain Jin-A Choi stood on the bridge of the Indomitable, watching as the last Empire ships fled toward the edge of the solar system. Their retreat was chaotic and panicked. These were vessels that had conquered dozens of worlds, but they ran from human space like children fleeing from monsters. Athena, status of the hidden fleet? All 57 vessels report minimal power expenditure and zero damage, Captain. The engagement was well within operational parameters. Dr. Hee-Jin Choi looked up from her science station, her face showing a mixture of wonder and concern. Captain, I'm detecting massive energy signatures throughout the solar system. It's like the battle has awakened something else. Explain. There are structures emerging from asteroids, from the moons of Jupiter and Saturn, even from inside Earth's moon. They're rising to the surface and powering up. On the main screen, the image changed to show space around Luna. The moon's surface was cracking open like an eggshell, revealing massive installations beneath. Weapons platforms the size of cities emerged from hiding places that had concealed them for thousands of years. My God, whispered Navigation Officer Jae-Won Kim. How long have those been there? Athena's hologram flickered as she accessed deeper memory banks. Captain, the reclamation protocol has been activated. Ancient defensive networks throughout human space are coming online. What is the reclamation protocol? The final failsafe left by humanity's original civilization. When activated, it awakens every piece of hidden technology our ancestors left behind. Weapons platforms, automated shipyards, research stations, everything needed to restore humanity to its rightful place in the galaxy. Chief Engineer Yuri Park's console was flashing with reports from across the solar system. Captain, I'm reading over 300 separate installations coming online. Some of them are massive. There's something near Pluto that's bigger than most space stations. Commander Seung-Min Lee studied his tactical displays. Captain, these aren't just weapons. I'm seeing shipyards that could build vessels like the Indomitable, research facilities that could advance human technology by centuries. Lieutenant Bo Ram Yoon entered the bridge carrying a datapad. Captain, we're receiving automated messages from installations throughout human space. They're requesting updated command codes and current strategic assessments. Jin-A felt the weight of responsibility settling on her shoulders. With the push of a button, she had awakened humanity's ancient legacy. But what did that mean for the billions of humans who had no idea their species had once ruled the galaxy? Athena, show me everything. All the installations, all the hidden technology, all the secrets our ancestors left behind. The bridge's main screen changed to display a three-dimensional map of human space. Dots of light appeared throughout the solar system and beyond, marking locations where ancient human technology was awakening. The map expanded to show installations on Mars, Europa, Titan, and dozens of other worlds. Captain, Dr. Hee-Jin Choi said softly, there are over 2,000 active installations. Our ancestors didn't just leave us a few hidden ships. They left us an entire shadow civilization. At that moment, a priority transmission came through from Earth. Admiral Nam's face appeared on the screen, and behind him Ginny could see the chaos of a command center trying to process impossible information. Captain Choi, we need to talk immediately. Yes, Admiral. Every government on Earth is demanding answers. Alien ambassadors are flooding our communication channels with questions we can't answer. The Galactic Council has called an emergency session to discuss the human revelation. Captain, what have you done? Ginny looked around the bridge at her crew. Young humans who had just discovered they belonged to the galaxy's most ancient and powerful civilization. Admiral, we've reminded the galaxy who humanity really is. And who are we, Captain? We're the species that built the ruins every alien civilization is afraid to explore. We're the descendants of the galaxy's first interstellar empire. We're the children of the beings who seeded life on 1,000 worlds and then stepped back to let it grow. Admiral Nam was quiet for a long moment. Captain, are you telling me that every piece of ancient alien architecture, every mysterious ruin that predates known galactic history, was built by humans? By our ancestors, yes. Millions of years ago, humanity spread across the galaxy. When a great catastrophe threatened all intelligent life, our ancestors fought a war to save the galaxy. They won, but the cost was enormous. Their civilization was shattered, their people scattered to the worlds they had seeded, including Earth. Earth was one of their safeguard worlds, a place where humanity could survive and eventually remember its heritage when the time was right. And the time is right now. Jin'e looked at the tactical display showing the fleeing Empire ships. The galaxy's younger civilizations have grown strong enough to threaten the Cradle worlds. Our ancestors built the Indomitable and its sister ships as a failsafe to ensure that humanity would never be destroyed by those we helped create. 3 days after the battle, the first alien diplomatic mission arrived at Earth. It wasn't the Kaleth Empire. Their government had collapsed within hours of their fleet's destruction. Instead, it was a joint delegation from the Galactic Council, led by Ambassador Kethvara of the Zenith Republic. The alien delegation was met by Captain Jin-A Choi aboard the Indomitable. The ancient human ship now orbited Earth openly, no longer hidden in Titan's shadows. Its presence served as a reminder to every alien species of what humanity was capable of. Ambassador Kethvara was a tall, graceful being with blue skin and large, intelligent eyes. She had spent her career studying ancient ruins and had always suspected they were created by a lost civilization. Now she knew the truth. Captain Choi, she said as she entered the Indomitable's conference room, on behalf of the Galactic Council, I come seeking understanding. Understanding of what, Ambassador? Understanding of humanity's intentions. Your species has revealed technology that surpasses anything we possess. Ships that can erase matter from existence. Weapons that manipulate the fundamental forces of the universe. The galaxy needs to know, do you come in peace? Jin'e gestured to a chair. Around the conference table sat her senior officers and Athena's holographic projection. Ambassador, humanity has been at peace for thousands of years. We withdrew from galactic affairs to allow younger species to develop their own civilizations. We only revealed ourselves when the Kaleth Empire threatened to destroy the world where our species began. But you possess the power to conquer the entire galaxy. Why should we believe you won't use it? Dr. Hai-Jin Choi leaned forward. Because we already had that power millions of years ago, and we chose not to use it then. Our ancestors could have ruled the galaxy as tyrants. Instead, they seeded worlds with life and stepped back to let that life find its own way. Ambassador Kethvara was quiet for a moment. The ruins on my homeworld, the structures we've spent centuries trying to understand, humanity built those. Your ancestors and ours worked together, Athena explained. Humanity didn't conquer worlds. We helped native species develop space travel, shared our knowledge, and protected younger civilizations from threats they couldn't handle alone. Like the threat you fought in the Great War? Athena's expression grew solemn. Yes, an enemy that sought to destroy all intelligent life in the galaxy. We stopped them, but the cost nearly destroyed us as well. And now? Captain Jin'e Choi stood up and walked to the conference room's viewport. Outside, she could see Earth hanging in space like a blue jewel, surrounded by the installations that were revealing humanity's true legacy. Now we offer the galaxy the same thing our ancestors offered: protection, knowledge, and friendship. But we will not allow our species or our worlds to be threatened ever again. 6 months later, the galaxy had transformed. The Kaleth Empire's collapse had ended dozens of conflicts across multiple star systems. Worlds that had been enslaved for centuries were suddenly free. Trade routes that had been dominated by Empire warships were now protected by human patrol vessels. Dr. So-Young Kim led archaeological expeditions to human ruins throughout the galaxy, uncovering technologies and knowledge that advanced galactic civilization by thousands of years. Diseases that had plagued alien species for millennia were cured, using medical techniques found in ancient human databases. The Pauper Galactic Council established a new charter that recognized humanity's status as the galaxy's senior species, not rulers but guardians, protectors of the younger civilizations that had grown up in humanity's absence. Captain Jin A. Choi stood on the bridge of the Indomitable, now serving as flagship of the human Guardian fleet. Through the viewports, she could see construction crews working on new installations around Earth. Human technology was being shared carefully with trusted alien allies, while the most dangerous weapons remained under strict human control. The cold air of Titan's abandoned shipyard made Hyunwoo Park's breath visible as he walked through the massive metal corridors. His team had been exploring the old facility for 3 days now, looking for anything useful from humanity's past. Most of what they found was junk: broken computers, rusted metal, and empty rooms that had been forgotten for 50 years. "Sir, you need to see this," called out Dr. So-Young Kim from somewhere deeper in the facility. Her voice echoed strangely in the empty halls. Hyunwoo followed the sound, his boots making loud clicks on the metal floor. Behind him, Engineer Taemin Lee carried their scanning equipment, the machines beeping softly as they searched for anything interesting. They had been sent here by Earth's government to look for old technology. Ever since first contact with the galaxy 50 years ago, humans had been treated like children. Other alien races had ships that could travel between stars in days, weapons that could destroy planets, and technology that seemed like magic. Earth's military was a joke compared to them. Down here, So-Young's voice came from a stairway that led deeper underground. The 3 humans descended into darkness. Their flashlights cut through the black air, showing walls covered in dust and spider webs. This part of the shipyard looked older than the rest, like it had been built much earlier and then hidden away. "The scanner is going crazy," Taemin said, looking at his machine. "There's something big down here. Something with its own power source." They reached the bottom of the stairs and found themselves in front of a massive door. It was made of some kind of dark metal that seemed to absorb their flashlight beams. Strange symbols were carved into its surface, symbols that looked almost human but not quite right. "This doesn't match any of the facility records," So-Young said, running her hand over the symbols. "This section isn't supposed to exist." Hyunwoo pressed his hand against the door. It was warm, which was impossible. Everything else in the facility was ice cold. As soon as his palm touched the metal, the symbols began to glow with a soft blue light. The door split down the middle and slid open without making a sound. Beyond the door was something that made all 3 humans stop breathing. A ship hung in the darkness, suspended by invisible forces above a metal platform. But this wasn't like any human ship they had ever seen. It was huge, at least a kilometer long, and shaped like a hunting animal ready to strike. Its black metal surface seemed to move in the light like it was alive. "Impossible," Taemin whispered. "We didn't have technology like this 50 years ago. We still don't have technology like this." Warning lights began flashing around the hidden dock. An alarm started ringing, but it wasn't the harsh sound they expected. Instead, it was almost musical, like the ship was singing to itself as it woke up. "I'm calling this in," Hyunwoo said, reaching for his radio. But before he could speak, another voice filled the chamber. "Lieutenant Commander Park, please respond immediately." It was Captain Jin A. Choi from the research station in orbit above Titan. She sounded worried. "Captain, we've found something down here. Something big, I know. Every sensor we have is going off." "What did you find?" Hyunwoo looked up at the massive ship hanging above them. "I think we found a warship, Captain. A human warship that shouldn't exist." Within an hour, Captain Jeannie Choi had arrived with a full team of experts. She stood on the platform looking up at the ship, her face showing a mix of wonder and fear. The ship was beautiful and terrible at the same time, like a sleeping dragon waiting to wake up. "The hull material is unknown. reported one of her engineers. It's absorbing our scans. We can't tell what it's made of. The design is definitely human, said another expert, but it's like someone took our technology and improved it by 1,000 years. Captain Choi walked closer to the ship. As she approached, a section of the hull began to glow. A ramp extended down from the ship's belly, landing on the platform with a soft thump. "Captain, I don't think you should go in there alone," Hyunwoo said. "I won't be alone." She nodded toward the ship. "I think it's been waiting for us." The inside of the ship was even more impressive than the outside. The corridors were wide and filled with soft light that seemed to come from the walls themselves. Everything was clean and new, as if the ship had just been built yesterday. They made their way to what had to be the bridge. It was a large circular room with chairs arranged around a central platform. As soon as Captain Choi stepped into the room, the walls came alive with displays showing star charts, weapon systems, and engine readings. A hologram appeared in the center of the room. It was a woman in an old-style military uniform, but her image was translucent and flickered slightly. "Welcome aboard the HSS Indomitable," the hologram said.
"I am Athena, the ship's artificial intelligence."
"I have been waiting for you, Captain Choi." "How do you know who I am?" Jinhei asked. "Your genetic pattern matches our records. You are cleared for command access." Athena's image smiled. "The Indomitable has been waiting for 73 years, 4 months, and 16 days for a suitable commanding officer." 73 years? But that would mean this ship was built before first contact. Before we even knew aliens existed, correct? The Indomitable was humanity's first and only prototype deep space warship. It was designed by the Advanced Defense Initiative, a secret project that foresaw the need for such vessels. So Young stepped forward. "What happened to the people who built this ship?" Athena's expression grew sad. "They discovered something about humanity's past that made them realize Earth would face a great trial. They built the Indomitable as insurance, then disappeared to prevent their knowledge from falling into the wrong hands." "What kind of trial?" Captain Choi asked. Before Athena could answer, alarms started ringing throughout the ship. The displays on the walls changed to show space around Titan, where ships were appearing out of nowhere. Lots of ships. Ships that didn't look human at all. "Captain," came a panicked voice over the radio. "This is Admiral Nam at Earth Defense Command. We have a situation. A large alien fleet has just entered the solar system. They're demanding to speak with Earth's leaders immediately." Captain Choi looked around the bridge of the mysterious ship. "How long until they reach Earth?" "At their current speed, 72 hours. Athena's hologram flickered. "Captain, I believe the trial has begun. The Indomitable stands ready to serve." Outside, more alien ships continued to appear in space around Saturn. Their dark hulls blocked out the stars and their weapons gleamed in the sunlight. Earth's small defense fleet looked like toys compared to the massive alien armada. But deep inside Titan's hidden dock, an ancient human warship hummed with power, waiting for its moment to remind the galaxy what humanity was truly capable of.